Alright, I decided to do another video this week, and this one is my new Eldrazi deck. The video I posted before about it, some people said it was boring. You know who you are. Please don't say it again. This time I'm actually talking. So, that's always a plus. And it's not exactly the same deck as before, so if you think this is going to be just a talking version of what I did before, you're wrong. This should be better. Emphasis on should be. It's mostly green. Actually, it's 90% green. I've got some dual color cards in here that, well, they're dual color cards, so it's obviously not really, it's not a big deal. But let's look at the colorless cards first, like always. We've got two Pathrazer of Ulamog. One is the promo. They have Annihilator 3 and can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. 11 mana for a 9/9. He is really good. Oh, before I continue, I should note that I'll probably be doing a redo of this video after I get Dual Decks Zendikar versus the Eldrazi, because, let's face it, those are some excellent cards. Most of them are excellent. The Eldrazi deck is excellent. Not really a big fan of the Zendikar half of it. Alright, anyway, Artisan of Kozilek. For 9 mana, he's a 10/9 with Annihilator 2. When you cast him, you can return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I'm really glad to see him in the dual deck, because having 2 of him in my deck is going to help a lot. Hand of Emrakul, not so much though. I can't remember if he's in the deck. I hope not, but if he is, I'll deal with it anyway. 9 mana for a 7/7, Annihilator 1, and instead of paying his mana cost, you can sacrifice 4 spawn tokens. This is hand, and these are spawn tokens. Yeah. Another one I'm glad to see getting a reprint in the deck is Ulamog's Crusher. He attacks each turn if able, has Annihilator 2, and 8/8 for 8 mana. This one didn't get reprinted, but yeah, honestly, it's kind of a good thing. Hey, this one's not getting reprinted, made space for it to be Trey, so anything that does that, I'm happy about. Spawn Sire of Ulamog. I don't think I would run a second one anyway, so that's probably another good reason. 10 mana for a 7/11 Annihilator 1. You can either tap 4 mana and get 4 spawn tokens, or tap 20 and cast any number of Eldrazi cards you own from outside the game for free. Alright, now on to the green creatures. Nest Invader is just a simple 2/2 for 2 mana, including at least 1 green. When he enters the battlefield, you get a spawn token. Not great, not bad. He's in here just for the token. 2 Kozilek's Predator. A 3/3 for 4, including at least 1 green. He gives you 2 tokens when he enters the battlefield. 2 Whisperer of the Wilds. 0/2 for 2, including at least 1 green. Tap to add 1 green to your mana pool, or if you have a creature with 4 power or greater, you can add 2 green instead. So in this deck, that's kind of easy to do. And Courser of Kruthix. 2 green and anything. 2 green and an anything for a 2/4 enchantment creature, Centaur. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play the top card of your library if it's a land card. By the way, the rulings say that you can't play it if you've already played a land this turn. So use cards like, I'm drawing a blank here. only one I can think of is Oracle of the Moldiah, but that one's kind of expensive for this deck. This is supposed to be a budget Eldrazi deck, so literally the only thing I'm spending that much money on is the dual deck. I'm sorry, I sound like an advertisement. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. I should have finished up talking about Courser of Kruphix before I started talking about anything else. I apologize for that. He needs to get a reprint and have landfall as his effect. No, never mind. That's going to be overabundant. Anyway, Zendikar Incarnate. Obviously, he's only in here because he's called Zendikar Incarnate. A red, a green, and 2 anything. His power is equal to the number of lands you control. That gets pretty good, and you'll see why. There's a lot of cards that give me land, and more on the way, because obviously the dual deck again. Sorry, I'm going to stop. I will stop talking about it now. And that was... yeah, that's all the creatures. We've only got 1 instant this time. Not of this world. Cast it for... it's a good counter spell for Eldrazi because you can either cast it for 7, or if you control a creature with 7 or greater power, you can cast this for free. Counter target spell or ability that targets a permanent you control. Yeah. That'll stop your opponent's... I don't know, stuff. Just whatever stuff. Urban Evolution. Draw 3 cards. You may play an additional land this turn. That helps with Courser's effect. It's 3 anything, a green, and a blue. It's an uncommon, but the ones I've seen are priced like a common, so I'm going to try and get my hands on 2 more. Nissa's Pilgrimage. 2 anything and a green. You search the top 2 cards of your library for basic forest... no, search... jeez. I must be half asleep or something. Search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards, reveal those cards, and put 1 onto the battlefield tapped and the rest into your hand, then shuffle your library. Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, search your library for up to 3 basic forest cards instead of 2. So I think from now on, if I start to get confused or start rambling, I'm just going to read the card instead of describe it with my own words. Animist's Awakening is very similar. 1 green and then X. Reveal the top X cards of your library. Then after that, you get all the land from among them on the battlefield tapped. It has Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you untap those land. So, even if you don't get to untap them, that's still really good. X land. So, yeah. That's a good rare. It almost makes me take back everything I said negative about Origins. Right, Explosive Vegetation. When I say that, all I can picture are like tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff exploding. 3 anything and a green. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them on the battlefield tapped. Now you see why Zendikar Incarnate can get really big really fast in here. But wait, there's more. Growth Spasm. For 2 anything and a green, you get a basic land out of your library tapped, and then you get an Eldrazi spawn token. Bet you forgot about those. Sorry, bad joke. I don't know. I'm going to stop now. Explore. Again, you may play an additional land this turn. Courser's effect was really good. 2 mana, 1 anything and a green. And you get to draw a card, so either way you get to use at least part of its effect. 2 Rampant Growth. For 1 anything and a forest, you get a basic land out of your library and put it on the battlefield tapped. So, oh hey, 8th edition. Nice. And the last of the sorceries is Skittering Invasion. For 7 mana, you get 5 Eldrazi spawn tokens. Now for the enchantments. 3 Font of Fertility, which gives you basic land. Oh, they come in tap too. That's just great. Whatever. And Frontier Siege. Oh, by the way, the Font of Fertility only cost 1 green each to play, but their effect requires 1 anything in a green. Still not bad, but the tap part kind of gets me. Anyway, Frontier Siege for 3 anything and a green. You have to pick one of its effects. The reason this is in here is for its first effect. At the beginning of each of your main phases, you get 2 green mana. It's not actual land, so for Zendikar Incarnate, it's not great. But for the deck in general, it's really good. Alright, there are 3 artifacts and the land, and then we're done for tonight. We've got 2 Dreamstone Hedron, 6 mana, and you can tap it for you can tap it to get 3 mana, or you can tap 3, tap and sacrifice this and draw 3 cards. So again, no matter what, you get your mana's worth. And we've only got 1 Hedron Matrix this time, because I don't really use it that often. I went a little bit overboard with everything last time I made this deck, so hopefully this time it'll work better. 4 mana, equip for 4, equipped creature gets +X, where X is its converted mana cost. Pathrazer gets really mean with that one. Alright, now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 forests. Not all of them are full art, but I will show you that one, just show it to you. 1 full art plains, because I'm trying for one of each basic land full art in this deck. I've got 3 to go. If you have them and want to trade, let me know. I'll post some information in the comment section below. We've got Urza's Power Plant, Urza's Tower, and Urza's Mine. Never, ever call my deck a Tron deck just because these are in here. Tron is a movie, not a deck type. I don't care what anyone says. 2 Eldrazi Temple, soon to be a 3rd one. This gives you either 1 mana, 1 colorless mana, or you can tap it for 2 colorless, but only if you cast an Eldrazi spell. Then we've got Izzet, Gruul, Golgari, Rakdos, and Simic Guildgates to make up for the non-green mana that we're going to need, both for Zendikar Incarnate and Urban Evolution, as well as the red-black that I'll need when I get the dual decks, because, you know, those new Eldrazi drones, they're not bad. So I'm looking forward to redoing this and showing it to you again. So catch you next time.